All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, hold on. I'm just getting everything situated. All right, guys. So, DevBlog number 3 for the Isle. This is where we get a good quick update from all of the team members on how the development process is going on with the Isle. And DevBlog number 3 is now with less animal instant transmission, which is good, because there was a lot of teleporting going on in Evrima. But I'm going to try to read this, guys, and maybe try to summarize it up real quick, because it's a lot to read. So let me get started here. So, Programmer Adam says, having a bit of calm after the storm that was the push to get Evrima out into the hands. Went on to break and to make up for the extra hours that were put in. This makes the month's update shorter than normal, and even if that is just going to be talking about bug fixes, one of our more pressing matters was people figuring out how to play as unreleased dinos. You can trust me when I say that I want to get the Pteranodon out there as soon as possible because I want to work on it, but other tasks take precedence, like preventing people from playing as unreleased dinosaurs. So don't play unreleased dinosaurs. You're just slowing the game down, apparently. My primary addition for the month is safe logging. When it went out to the QA team, it caused a bit of an uproar because it was only working for a few people and not at all for others. That does not bode well. Turns out I forgot to mention that resting is a requirement now. Sorry, lesson learned. Okay, so you have to be resting in order to safe log? Is that what they're saying here? It must be. Lesson learned. At the time of writing, there is still an issue that prevented it from going live. It's something I was not able to reproduce in the editor because sometimes Unreal is just like that. I am fairly confident that I fixed it, but we'll need to wait for the next QA build to test it. As many of you know, a major issue with the jitter when turning, especially at high speeds, it's once again something we couldn't test in editor, so it gave us a lot of headache. Multiple attempts were made, but it appears I finally found the solution. Basically, Unreal tries to predict where other players will move based on their velocity, and until the client receives an update from the server, it will assume that other players are moving in a straight line. Naturally, that is not always the case, and when the server sends an update with significantly different information, then that dino ends up being teleported to the accurate location on the player's screen. So that's what that's what causes the teleporting, guys. When you have more players around the server, decreases the rate at which updates are sent, resulting in jitteriness. All we had to do was increase the minimum update rate to a value that gives better results. The current setting looked right on our QA server, but we will still be tweaking it depending on the performance of public servers. Now, to experience a bit of success while trying to fix the jittering, I looked at various other bug fixes on the side or code improvements like streamlining the way we handle damage. The gameplay ability system we use supports various complex functionality, and thus even the more straightforward things have to be done in a not so straightforward way. I worked on making it simple to do what we use it for. Free look. You're just going to call it alt look, aren't you? Yep. Works better now if you activate it while not moving forward as well. Works better if you activate it while not moving forward as well. Okay, so alt and then move. Yeah, a lot of things in here. Hold on, guys. I also worked on setting up one of the next dinosaurs you will be seeing around the Isle, the Dryosaurus. Okay, that's some substantial news. That's good stuff. So yeah, that's basically confirming it's gonna be batch B. We're gonna be getting the Dryosaurus, the Gallimimus, and the Carnotaurus. A lot of effort went into making it easy to add a new dinosaur on the programming side, even if it is still a bit time-consuming. Every creature is different, so there are more refinements I still want to look at, but adding something that falls between existing dinos is something we can do very efficiently. So that was an update from the programmer Adam. Then we have lead programmer Philippe. Now that I'm back from vacation, I have been primarily working on performance improvements and bug fixes. We've noticed that some processes we're consuming a small percentage of CPU, causing a bottleneck in performance. So if you have a good GPU but a weak CPU, your FPS will be locked. Since the GPU needs to wait for the CPU, after a little tinkering, we gain some performance boosts and increased stability. Besides this, servers are having problems with a memory leak, which has also improved. So that was something going on with servers crashing all the time. Tests are still running, so that additional improvement can be made. I'm just gonna check on my T-Rex real quick. All right, we're good. We're good. Bug fixes are a constant process, adding features like mud onto the body after wallowing. Okay, yeah, so here we get to see... Can I zoom? I don't remember how to zoom. Yeah. If you guys know how to zoom, tell me. Yeah, it's a lot of jargon to unpack here, guys. But basically what Adam was saying here is they're working on making the game more stable, fixing the teleporting and, you know, registering hits, and just making the game run well and not be laggy. Also, he did let us know that they're going to be adding the Dryosaurus really soon, which is basically a confirmation for Batch B. That summarizes Adam's bit. Here, Felipe is just telling us more about bug fixes and letting us know that when we wallow in the mud, our dinosaurs are now actually going to be having this this mud coating on them that you'll be able to wash off by going for a swim in the water. I talked a lot about this in my Giga video. This is just essentially going into much greater depth about all of that information. Oh, control and scroll. Thank you so much, LCG. Okay, yeah, that's a much better look. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's the Utah covered in mud, and the Tonanto covered in mud, which doesn't look all that much different because it's already really brown, but you can see it over there on the back pretty well. And on the head and everything. Actually, it looks pretty good. I like it. And zoom back out. Let me finish reading what Felipe has here. Yeah, bug fixes, constant process. Dryosaurus is in development now, and we had some problems bringing in its old animations to Evrima, but now it's fixed. We should have Dryo running around the map very soon. That's excellent to hear. Really happy about that. Swallowing is an ability that isn't working as intended visually. The swallowed creature has a ragdoll during the process, but it is spamming and shaking, so I will return to it and rework the system in order to have a good visual mechanic. It is important to look good, especially when we introduce big animals like the T-Rex. So yeah, the swallowing mechanic. You know, like, let's say a Utah raptor eats up a compy, where it can just swallow it whole, or a T-Rex picks up, you know, something small, like maybe a Tonanto baby, where it can just totally swallow that dinosaur whole. They're working on that, and we should be getting the T-Rex as an AI sometime, I guess, in the near future. Not so distant future, I should say. And then last thing I think from Philippe here, yeah. Another big change we did was to replace our Steam solution plugin. Bugs related to Steam were fixed with that, but being a new system, it will take some time until we master it completely. New features are planned, like friend invites. That'll be great. I really can't not wait till we can have groups again in the aisle. And hey, we got an update from Amarok, the guy who is now working on AI for the game. He says here, "Woo, it's been a fun few weeks and AI is pretty close to its initial release. Hopefully within the next few weeks, everyone will be in a world of pain trying to survive as the AI does not take prisoners. I am still in the process of tuning the relationship algorithm that goes into AI behavior, so it may very well be misbehaving and you might find yourself under attack by juvie Dryos." Bring it on, dude. Hell yeah. Some of the key points that we'll be focusing on: collision, If you've seen the streams lately, you would have noticed that my elegant solution for AI collision is it works, and for the same time collision is implemented will do. Wait. I'm not sure what he's saying here. If you have seen the streams lately, you would have noticed my elegant solution for AI collision. It works, and for the time being, until collision is implemented, will do. I think I'm missing something here, or there might be some, because I don't know what this is. But I'm guessing they won't have collision at start. Then there's targeting, behavior, performance. Targeting is AI will switch targets based on its perception and behavioral algorithm. This might do some funny things if there are lots of players packing on in a single AI. I look forward to seeing how this plays out. Behavior, so currently the AI behavior is pretty basic. It will roam and wander the map by itself or in a herd. It will defend itself, but also actively hunt targets. They have stamina. Use this to your advantage. They do rest and will look for and eat sources of food. AI is mostly run server side. It has to be extremely performant in all aspects, otherwise the entire server will be affected. I have been running performance profiles and verified some areas we can improve. It's looking a lot better now. Going to allow 60 to 100 max on Spiro and see where we go from there. Okay, so there will be... Hold on. Let me read this again. It's looking a lot better now, and hopefully we can start to increase the amount of AI on the map. Currently, I'm going to allow 60 to 100 max on Spiro. I'm kind of forgetting which one's which now. Spiro and Sparrow. I think Spiro is the one we're on currently. So yeah, 60 to 100 max. So that kind of like brings the... If you were to count them as like players, it'd bring the... I think... population to about what it was pre-Avrima, although the population density is still going to be really low because the map's going to be bigger. Oh, gotta go to bed there, LCG. We'll catch you later, my friend. Hex says, Simo, I'm gonna wait to nest you till next stream, and by the way, are you doing your next stream today or doing it tomorrow? I'm not sure yet there, Heck. I'll let you guys know. I'm probably gonna make this a clip and put it up on the channel for everyone else. But I'm going to try to be editing some of my fossil dig trip today. But back to the video here. Or back to the DevBlog. I want everyone to understand that it will not be perfect. He's talking about AI. The development time for AI has been around a month and 2 weeks. This includes me being onboarded and learning how the project is set up. This is a very short amount of time in the software world. In saying that, I still feel like it is ready to be brought out into the community, and I look forward to the criticism that is surely coming my way. Oh, careful what you wish for, Amarok. Guys, go easy on him, please. Archmagos of Business. I love the names they're giving out. Oh, it's an update from Paradigm, former advisor of public interactions. Paradigm Shift says, I've been a little quieter around here as I do a bunch of business organization things on the back end, making sure we are investing our finances and investing in our team and getting them the tools and people they need to actualize Don's vision for this game and its future. Much of what I have been doing is Dondi hurting in getting... Much of what I have been doing is Dondi hurting in getting him ready to take his lore and design sabbatical so he can focus on getting everything into a cohesive state that provides us a bit of a safety blanket should something terrible happen and he isn't around to tell me what heinous stuff AE has planned or done to the inhabitants of the islands. So good, they're actually ironing out the lore of the game. This is good news. As you can imagine, I'm hip deep in contracts, invoices, paperwork, and licensing negotiations for tools, properties, like firearms, vests, rigs, so this is going to be playing into humans. While also writing my take on what's important for the merc side of the gameplay and getting that broken down so that Kissin can get all the bits that make that part of our game work assigned to the right person on our team. We've been super busy growing our team and getting the right people into the right jobs. which has resulted in some shuffling and some welcome additions to our management team. To give you guys a brief rundown of what our management team looks like now, Hypno has been promoted and is now a full member of our management team, and his role not only focuses around managing our QA, but also providing valuable gameplay design feedback and input. No one knows the ins and outs of the play side of our game like Jack, so we felt it was important to give him a full seat at the table to help us make the right decisions. Philippe, master of the keyboard camera angle, has been promoted and is now managing our programming team full-time, while also providing input and acting as a sounding board for the management and decision-making that happens internally. His diligence... He's diligent and at times ruthless approach. Oh, his diligence and at time ruthless approach to getting things fixed, even when we have to remind the man to sleep sometimes, has been very valuable to us, and his attention to detail is second to none. This means that our management team looks as follows. Don continues to serve as our director. Kissin is our executive producer and creative cat herder. Love you, our team. Philippe is our lead programmer. Punch is our lead community director. Hypno is QA leader and brutalizer of our design decision, with myself acting as our CFO business guy who still loves talking to you guys in the community, so I back Punch up. Right on. All right, so there has been some shifts in the team there at Afterthought, which is the production studio behind the aisle. All right, now Kissin Kitten, who is the producer, we now return you to another episode of Kissin Kitten's Chronicles. And Kissin loves to give us some good information, guys, so this is probably going to be a pretty important part. Ooh, got sleep idols. All right, let me dive into this. All right, well, after giving the team a much-needed week off from production, I'm hoping they got the time they needed, because they've been at it for a long time. It's just my opinion, but... Kissin goes on to say, we're finally getting back into the swing of things. I didn't realize just how much I needed a break until I was in the middle of taking one. This team has been going hard in the paint on this game for so very long, and I just wanted everyone to take some much needed time to live a normal life, reconnect with their loved ones, and just relax for a little while. Especially considering how hectic and uncertain life has been for all of us across the globe. It makes a world of difference just stepping outside, letting the sun hit your face for a little bit, taking a deep breath and reflecting on the good stuff in your life instead of being consumed by the bad. Now, also, for all of you would-be producers, production managers, and team leads out there, remember to put your team first. If you want to make something great, surround yourself with great people, and then treat them as such. They'll repay you in badass performance and amazing work atmosphere. I have fun working with these people each and every day. Excited to go back to work. Imagine that. Without a happy, productive team, no project will succeed. Remember that. Thankfully, the time off has done some good, and the team has returned to work recharged, reinvigorated, and down to clown in the best way. All right. Love Kissin. Production-wise, I'm gearing everyone up to focus on pumping more creatures and their mechanics into the game as we squash more bugs. But we've got new concept, new models, new rigs, new animations, human assets, and more, all cooking in the oven. I'm also looking to grow our team yet again, so if you are a tech programmer, tech animator, or environmental artist, get your portfolio all the way together, boo. No half-stepping if you want to join our team. On the animation front, so hey, she's saying there's jobs still to be filled on the aisle, guys. So if any of you have dreamed of doing such, get that portfolio all the way together. No half-stepping, boo. Alright, so on the animation front, I've completed the Dryosaurus for implementation to Ivrima. I'm sure you've gotten a glimpse of it during Amarok's AI streams, and yes, I'll port over the burrow building stuff for it. Jeez. I've also done some new animations for Utah and Tenanto. Let's see if you're aware enough to spot them when you see them. The Evrima set of animation consists of 25 additional animations that bring the old legacy dinos in line with that. In line with what we're doing with our dinosaur mechanics. Wallowing, sliding, turning in place, and special attacks, to name a few. Brian worked hard in the rigging department to ensure we could streamline the conversion from old to new. Relatively painless. He's my hero for that. In the past, we pretty much had to completely reanimate each dino that got a new model. Between Brian and myself, we've definitely reanimated some dinos at least 3 times. I think the Utah Raptor is a shining example of that. He did the original set, then I did the next set, then he did the next one, and now I'm doing some more again. All because we either changed the character model or expanded its set of abilities or how those abilities look or function visually, so not having to continue like that is such a boon for us. Now that being said, we'll still have to do that for some of the older stuff, but in truth they need reanimating anyway. There's a lot of stuff I wanted to do and wanted done with those older rigs that just wasn't possible, but stepping out of the dark ages of we can't do that because X is allowing Brian and myself to get really creative. Alright, that's actually some really good information, guys. So they're not going to have to totally rework each dino, especially some of the, what I'm guessing would have been the survival dinos in the previous version of the game. Oh, hold on. Well, fire alarm's going off. Oh, right, I should look at my Rex. Oh my god, it's daytime. Alright, yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to log out here, guys. Yeah, with the fire alarm going off, I gotta wrap this one up. I'm sorry. I really wanted to finish that, reading that to all you guys, but hey, you know, what do you do? Alright, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Love and appreciate every single one of you. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.